Welcome to PlusRowby, where we feature everything about Shopify Plus, trusted by merchants all over the world. Hello, everybody. Emmy winner, Ninja Turtle rider, and Shopify partner and expert, Roby Gorin here with a feature-packed PlusRowby webinar. Ninja Turtles, Attack of the 20-Foot Irma, is one of my episodes, but we're here today to talk about Shopify Plus. We have two exciting guests today on PlusRowby. First up is Kurt Elster. Kurt is a senior e-commerce consultant who helps Shopify store owners uncover hidden profits in their websites. After Kurt, we'll welcome Miles Tinsley, head of U.S. sales for Klevu. Klevu is an astounding app that provides Shopify Plus merchants natural language search, including voice search, which is something I'm really excited about. It's voice search you've never seen anywhere else before. He'll be with us in a few minutes. And also on today's agenda is Shopify Plus in the news, so stay tuned for that. And by the way, we have an extra special guest who will be stopping by very briefly at the very end of this episode. Wait till you see who it is. You won't believe it. I promise you. Okay. Kurt Elster is joining us from his offices in Chicago. Kurt is the founder of the e-commerce agency EtherCycle, author of E-Commerce Bootcamp, and host of the unofficial Shopify podcast. These resources have helped thousands of Shopify store owners create impact, freedom, and wealth. You can learn a lot more and subscribe to Kurt's free newsletter at kurtelster.com. Hi, Kurt.
Hello. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I've been following you for a long time. Anybody who's in Shopify certainly has heard of Kurt, but those who haven't, well, let's introduce yourself and tell us why, as an agency, you discovered and decided to specialize on Shopify as well as Shopify Plus.
Sure. So, Kurt Elster, I run a e-commerce agency, EtherCycle, as you introduced, and we focus exclusively on Shopify. We were one of the first Shopify experts in 2011, and we predominantly, the standard services, my Shopify store setups, migrations, theme setups, etc. But our specialty, that where we really shine, we like to focus, is on strategy and analyzing a store. At this point, I can read the tea leaves in the data and say, all right, here is the choke point, here is the conversion lever we need to pull, the knob we need to turn to help grow your store. And it's something that has come from experience and a lot of research.
So it's much more than building a site. You don't say, here's your site, goodbye. That's not your approach. Am I correct?
Yeah, a lot of people, if you're just strictly hiring a freelancer, you're hiring a pair of hands. And, 10 years ago, that's what we were doing. Is really we were a pair of hands for big agencies. We were doing exclusively Word at that time, doing a lot of WordPress work. Did stuff for like the Verizon, NFL, Hilton hotels, but we were offering no input, no strategy, all hands, no brains. And in e-commerce, we found, oh my gosh, we really shine here. And it was somewhat born out of a frustration as a web designer at the time that, oh my gosh, typically with websites, design can be very subjective. But with e-commerce, you're always tying it back to these key performance indicators, whether it's the add to cart rate, conversion rate, revenue, average order value. Like there are all these metrics that you could tie the success of a design to. And that's where I quickly became absolutely enamored with e-commerce and said, all right, we gotta get in on this e-commerce thing. And we started building e-commerce sites. But I didn't know which platform to use. We did a whole bunch of platforms. I didn't want to just pick the first one. And in that process, every time we finished a Shopify store, we go, oh, that was easy. It wasn't that it was easy. It's that the platform is great, is well documented, has a tremendous community behind it, and we were good at it.
I think what merchants need to know when they decide who they're going to have build their site, they want more than just a technology person. I mean, a merchant knows about their products, but they don't know necessarily about marketing and take advantage of the power that Shopify offers. So it's not just building a site. There's a lot of people out there you can outsource to who knows where, and they'll build you a site, but it's more than just the technology. Am I correct?
No, absolutely. There is a tremendous amount of strategy that goes in there, that goes into it. And one of the things I like is by working exclusively with Shopify merchants, we have this whole this big bag of tricks of things we know that we've tried in other stores that we know work, so that when someone goes, oh, we've got this problem that we need to solve, something will immediately jump to mind where I go, oh, okay, well, there was this client where they had a similar thing and this is how we solved it. So I know, okay, from experience, here's a thing, here's a strategy that'll work for that. Here's your options, pros and cons. And that's what you want. You want someone who's got that equal parts brains and hands skills to help you.
You're giving away so much, quote, free information out there. Your secrets, you're giving a lot of them away.
No, absolutely. And that's, I think a rising tide lifts all boats. So I've got abundance mentality. I am not fearful of sharing what I know, of teaching what I know, because it isn't going, I don't view that as like, oh, people are going to run away and steal the secret sauce. That's not my fear. I have found that the simple rules of success have become, make cool shit, tell people about it. And the best way to do that is to teach it. I get excited about this stuff. So tactical baby gear is a great example. I said, wow, we should build, it's a client of ours. They're on Shopify Plus. They sell these really cool diaper bags that are overtly military and tactical. And it's tongue-in-cheek and it's fun. Like before, because sometimes I'll see comments on their social media that's like, this is toxic masculinity. No, you're missing the point. It is fun and practical. And I've got 3 kids, so I own and use the product. So I'm a big fan, and I really enjoy it. And we've got a good relationship with them. So I said, listen, your theme, they're really successful. They're making a bunch of money. And they didn't want to change themes. They're like, we don't want to rock the boat. I said, listen, man, I promise we can upgrade this theme without losing money. You will earn extra money. So we built for them a custom theme, and then in the process we got to document a lot of it and share it in various places. And it's because I'm so proud of the work. I want people to know what we did there. I want to share it. I want to share those teachings. You want people not just to buy, but to buy and have a great experience so that they come back. So you get that customer lifetime value is really like the end all be all of e-commerce metrics. In this case, their products are so hot, they have trouble keeping them in stock. That is the biggest barrier to growing that business, is just the stuff's flying off the shelves. Great problem to have, but it can be frustrating for customers who buy an item thinking they're going to be getting it shortly, and then it's back ordered. Well, so we wanted to make it abundantly obvious. So we just look for, if an item has a quantity less than 1, then when they've selected that variant, a little red notice pops up, hey, you have selected an item that's out of stock. And we also, they come in different colors. We want to make sure the person has absolutely made certain they pick the right color. So on our color swatch picker, we change the shape of it from square to hexagon. So they know for sure, yes, this is the one I picked. And then when they let's say they pick one, it's out of stock, they add it to cart. In the cart will display a pop-up message that nicely styled matches, goes, oh, this item's out of stock. It will have delayed shipping. You click OK. And then we put a notice across in the cart. We mark which one in red. Hey, this one is back ordered. So they know, okay, this item is the troublemaker. And doing that has drastically cut down on their customer service issues.
Keeps the customer happy, keeps the baby happy. And you can see all of this on the YouTube video that you just put up there, I think a couple of days ago. I think I first found out about it either on one of your Twitter posts or one of your LinkedIn posts. And I can see how you enjoy this customer. And on your website, you say, first of all, I only accept clients whom I like and like me. Now I can see you like this client, and that is your philosophy. You don't take everybody in, huh?
Oh, absolutely. For hiring a consultant, like everyone's business is their baby. Well, if you're going to talk to someone and have hard discussions and tough decisions about what to do with it, you need to like and trust each other. So I've done everything I can to teach what I know, to put that out there, to earn that trust, but we still need to like each other as people at the end of the day. And that's a big advantage to sharing a lot of this video content is, I myself in the video, it makes it very easy for someone to make a quick judgment about like, all right, wow, this guy really seems to know what he's doing. I like him. Or, man, this guy seems like an asshole and he's got big hair, right? Like that is the truth of it. And I think everybody works in that fashion. I just happen to be one of the few people acknowledging it. But actually, I borrowed My grandfather-in-law is a very successful JD CPA in Silicon Valley, and I developed his website, and he wrote some copy for it, and that was in his sales letter. He said, "I only accept clients whom I like and like me." And I thought, wow, it's crazy that we need to say it, but man, I like behaving in a way that says, well, this is not something we do for you as a service. This is something we do together. And just as you're evaluating me, hey, I'm evaluating you. It is a two-way street.
Yep.
So it's worked well as far as consulting services go.
How do you help a merchant decide, an enterprise merchant decide if Shopify is right for them? There's different plans, and it's a big step to make that decision. How do you help them do that?
Whether or not they have an existing store or it's a new store coming to Shopify, maybe it's a brand new brand, we want to evaluate, okay, what are the needs? What are the technical requirements of this brand? Do you have, and oftentimes people have done the research and they'll come with a list of like, here's apps and services I want to use. And then the pushback on that is, well, why? Like, how did you choose this? What do you want? What are we doing here? And based on those technical requirements, you could determine, okay, is this a good fit? And another thing is, well, what are your priorities? If someone says to me, I want to fiddle, like I want to write entirely custom code and I want to be in the IT business, like, okay, then this is not for you. But if you say, all right, I've been through that. I don't want to manage the site. I don't want to worry about security, uptime, updates. I want someone else to handle all of that for me. And know I've got this great ecosystem behind me. Okay, well then Shopify is right for you. It's a cloud solution. It's they're going to tackle that stuff for you. And then within that, once you've decided like, all right, Shopify is right for me, how do you pick which plan? Well, the big one is Shopify Plus. In all cases, I start with trying to talk the person out of the project. That seems to be a great way to determine like, hey, is this the right time for the project? Does it make sense? Play devil's advocate. Look for reasons like, man, why shouldn't you do this? In the case of Shopify Plus, I want to look for, I don't just want to sell it to sell it. I need a pain, a problem, a need that we can solve with Shopify Plus. And that's what's going to make it a good investment for them, an easy decision. And oftentimes, depending on, it's subjective to the brand and the person, it depends what their priorities are, but it could be, hey, we're willing to pay extra to have a safety net. And that can be, all right, well, you've got a merchant success manager, you've got priority support, and that could be enough, right, to make it worthwhile. It's risk mitigation. Or they say, all right, they want to double down on something that's successful for them. They say, man, we run these sales regularly. We're using coupon codes. Coupon codes they're getting abused, or people are having trouble with them. You would be amazed how often people struggle with coupon codes, no matter how easy you make it. And that's easily my favorite from a conversion rate front end standpoint. My favorite feature of Shopify Plus is scripts, is Launchpad, is Flow, is these automation tools that let you run entirely automated sales. I love doing this during Black Friday. We had merchants who had a different sale running for a week straight, and we had used Shopify Plus's Launchpad feature. It would start and end the sale using Shopify scripts, so no coupon codes were involved. It would publish and unpublish our themes with our content in them. So way before the holidays even rolled around, we had our 10 days of Christmas sale all queued up for clients, and then would run through and publish and do everything automatically, and then give us the stats to see how successful it was afterward. So, but if you're not in a position, if you don't do discounting and you don't want that, and you don't need that automation, and you don't need the stuff, well, then there isn't necessarily a need or reason to use Shopify Plus. You could get by with Shopify Core just fine. So I'm looking for, hey, can we get a return on investment out of it, or can we solve a business pain?
Now, you have a very interesting portfolio of merchants that you work with, and one of them is Jay Leno's Garage. Can you tell us the story behind that?
Sure. Well, this really speaks to the Shopify community, which if I had to pick a favorite feature of Shopify, it is the ecosystem, it's the community, and I've benefited from that. But if you are a Shopify Plus client, you get access to their Shopify Plus Facebook group. It's like an exclusive Facebook group you get access to, and really tons of amazing, interesting information from merchants get shared in there, and it's fun, to see people see the different stores and then see their pains and they talk back and forth like, oh, well, here's how I solved this and here's what worked for us. It's fun just to read it. But in 2016, Jay Leno's Garage was launching their brand for the first time, and one of the gentlemen managing it popped up in that Facebook group, introduced himself, and I commented on it. I said, oh, I'm a car guy, and I love detailing. It's a line of detailing gear, and I love this. It's really cool, and I'm glad to see you here. That was it. I'm not trying to pitch them on anything. And he messaged me. He goes, oh, well, I'll send you some free gear. So, wow, thank you. And so I wrote him a nice thank you note, and he said, well, can we talk about our site if you have any ideas for it? Sure. And that from there, that grew organically, that relationship, until we did a ton of development and optimization for them and some strategy work. And then this year relaunched their site on Out of the Sandbox's turbo theme. And with their content, it looks phenomenal. I'm very proud of it.
And what's great about it is Jay is there. You have the video of him in his garage and with all of his cars having some fun and demoing his products. So you can see the connection there. You got that all really put together well. And you also have your Sunday drive. So you really are into cars. On Sundays, what do you do?
I get in the spirit of teaching what you know and putting yourself out there. I wanted to I wanted to explore YouTube as a channel in addition, to the other stuff I'm doing. And I thought, yeah, why not throw something else on there? So one day I zip tied my iPhone to my sun visor, and I went for a drive to get gas on a Sunday, and I just talked through a common pain or problem. I knew, like, driving to the gas station takes me between 5 and 10 minutes, so it kept it short. Just this I love these bizarre artificial constraints, to keep me from rambling. And I just posted one a week, and I kept doing it for about 6 months, and now it turned out to be a very good lead channel because video, it's super high engagement.
And they're very brief. They're packed with a gem every Sunday. Now, my final question to you is, do you have a favorite Ninja Turtle episode? Or no?
Well, my wife is the big Ninja Turtles fan, and I said to her, I'm talking with a former Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles writer, and he wrote the Attack of the 50-Foot Irma episode, and immediately she's like, oh my God, I know exactly what episode you're talking about. I love that episode. Love Ninja Turtles. I can't believe it. And then she goes, hey, wait, ask him why Irma's always trying to get married. Why is she always trying to catch a man? Why is that part of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I'm like, you know what? I'll bring it up. And then, so you're welcome, wife.
I don't know if I can give a good answer to that. I was hired to write the scripts, and I didn't get really deep into Irma's character. I just knew I wanted to make her big. Well, I want to thank you so much, Kurt, for being here with us, and I highly recommend you follow. There's so many people out there with ideas, and Kurt is, of course, another one yet. When you go out there and say, what am I going to do? I have a site. This person says that person says this person wants to charge hardly anything, and now this other guy wants to charge a little bit more, and Kurt has his own price range. So check him out, that's all I can say, and see if he's right for you, and if you make a good fit, I know you can't go wrong as far as I'm concerned. And thanks for stopping by, Kurt.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
Before I introduce our next guest, I want to remind everybody to stay tuned to the end of this episode for a surprise appearance of an extra special guest who will give us some words of wisdom. Wait until you see who he is. Okay, now let's welcome Miles Tinsley, who is going to show us all about Klevu. Klevu is an artificial intelligence-powered smart search that connects shoppers with the products they want to buy. Hi, Miles. Please introduce yourself and your company.
Okay, thanks, Roby. Hey, everyone. Like Roby said, my name is Miles Tinsley. I am the head of US at Klevu. Klevu is an advanced AI-powered site search for e-commerce stores of all sizes. We specifically work really well with Shopify Plus and also Magento merchants, but really for Shopify Plus, we power over 3,000 merchants, which covers around 40 countries, which includes 25 languages. Really, our core focus is natural language processing, machine learning, merchandising, and really showing you the data behind search and how important that is to growing your business, increasing conversion rates. So yeah, that's a little bit of snapshot of what Klevu can do.
When I'm out and about, I can see how more and more people, especially young people, are using Google Voice Search. I use it all the time because Google's Voice Search is amazingly accurate. But Klevu has taken Voice Search an important step forward, bringing Voice Search right onto the e-commerce site itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at mobile devices, 40% of millennials are actually using voice search as the primary form of navigation. So much more having a conversation with their smartphone, essentially having literally a direct one-to-one conversation with your cell phone to find products that they're looking for. So it's super important to have a technology for your e-commerce site so that you can pair up to the millennials these days and how they're looking for products and searching for products on your site.
Because people are becoming more conversational with their devices, they are equally conversation, not precise at all, when they do a product search, especially when it comes to voice search.
Absolutely, and we'll go more in detail with more of the kind of the background, but when you look at search today through voice, it's strictly based on keyword-based matching. And so when someone's speaking into a phone and saying a longer tiered search query, it's hard for those keyword-based matching technologies to pick up that longer search query. A company like Klevu really understands the user's intent and what they're saying, what they're wanting to buy, and we really show the relevant products fast so that they can check out fast, because if they don't see the products they're looking for, they're going to leave and go to a competitor's website, and that's the last thing that you want to see for your business.
Okay, Miles, let's see how it all works.
All right, so I kind of want to kick off this quick presentation with really the evolution of e-commerce search. The evolution of search has really grown quickly over the past 5 to 7 years. It really started out just basic keyword matching, in which the majority of e-commerce stores are still using today. However, you will start to see more and more companies picking up on the trends of search, such as natural language processing, merchandising through search, machine learning, and most recently, which we'll get into, is voice search. The first thing I want to show you just really quick, and this all ties back into voice and to mobile, is the natural language processing. It's all about understanding the user's intent behind the search, or what we call at Klevu here is conversational search or semantic search. It's the understanding of not just the product catalog, descriptions, titles. It's understanding pricing behaviors. It's understanding propositions such as under or above or around, color inflections. So teal could be the same thing as turquoise or aqua, and even review inflections such as top rated handbag under $100, right? So when you look at this example from Noel Laming, having much more relevant results when you're typing in what you're really looking for. You're not just looking for a 32 gigabyte iPhone, but you want to find a phone that is under a certain pricing point. So being able to pull out pricing behaviors and propositions is really going to bring the customer to check out much quicker than just a simple keyword-based matching. Now, the second piece, which really feeds out of the natural language, is the merchandising through search. Right? And so this is being able to, and this really correlates with your navigation merchandising. It really plays well with your marketing campaigns. It's all about promoting your products and your categories through search based on your own business logic. So company using the same promotion rules as their navigation and marketing campaigns is super important, such as always promoting your top products or your hero SKUs, as you can see in this example. But also top-rated products. You want to be able to promote those higher than products that maybe have lower ratings. Also, new products that you just launched. That's also very super important for around your marketing campaigns. And then lastly, what's also extremely crucial are top margin products that always sell very well. And then also moving into machine learning and personalization, right? So machine learning is becoming increasingly important for and through search. Customers who search are your highest intent buyers. So understanding their behavior from past purchases or a particular type of customer, such as B2B or specific wholesaler, and offering them personalized one-to-one recommendations will greatly increase conversion rates for your site. As you can see on this example, we are able to show recommendations through search without entering a single keyword. We show popular searches. We show trending products. We're even able to show recently viewed items down to the individual consumer intent and really recommending products that are most important for that particular customer. Now, again, as I mentioned, all of this important features and capabilities and the evolution of search feeds in lastly to voice search. It's the power behind voice search that's becoming super important for our merchants and for e-commerce in general. It's really just starting to pick up momentum, but has tons of room for improvement. I mentioned this earlier on my intro, but 40% of millennials are actually using voice search as the primary form of navigation prior to purchasing. And most of these queries are longer tier queries, such as I need a dress. I need a red dress for the weekend. I'm looking for a top-rated handbag. And as of today, what we are seeing is there is not a lot of solutions right now that can extract those longer voice queries by understanding the intent to pull out relevant results. And that's where a solution like Klevu can pick up this longer conversational search queries. So that's why voice search is becoming increasingly important, especially through mobile. And that's really the last thing I want to discuss today. It was just understanding the importance of search on mobile devices. As you can see on this quote by the Bainman Institute of Mobile Usability Study, on-site search was found to be the preferred product finding strategy of the test subjects, as they perceived it to be faster than strictly category navigation, right? So these trending search capabilities, especially voice search, really feeds heavily into mobile search. More people are now accessing the internet through smartphones and mobile devices than through desktop computers. As such, e-commerce is critically dependent on a robust mobile search strategy. I've worked on a number of stores recently where we've moved to using search as the primary journey on mobile, with traditional menu-based navigation being harder and slower to use in a mobile environment. So as you can see in this one example with Soho Girl in particular, really benefited from this move, and they're able to attribute a considerable uplift in conversion rates on mobile to increasing search uses. As you can see in this example, search is the primary form of navigation all the way through checkout. As you start to type in camo, really search takes over the page to find the most relevant products that you're looking for and to check out. As you can see here, there's all sorts of queries that you can take depending on the query. The longer the query, the shorter the query, we really take over the entire mobile device. And you can see on this second tab here that search stays throughout this screenshot, so that even adding products to the cart, you're still able to search for additional products, as this is the primary form of navigation. And that's really what I wanted to cover today as we talked about voice search, really the trending topic of search in general, because it is the primary form of navigation through mobile, using natural language processing, merchandising, and promotions. And I would be happy to answer any additional questions that you have with any of your Shopify sites. Again, thank you so much, Roby, for putting this together, and we look forward to future communication down the line.
Looking back, when I started building websites, I put in the search box with not much thought at all. I certainly never thought that an enhanced product search, such as provided by Klevu, could be a major profit center for merchants.
You can thank Google for this, because it has changed the way our behavior is when we're looking for things online. And then if you look at Amazon, they're really the first player after Google, right? So if you're in a room full of 100 people and you ask the question, who uses Amazon and does not use search, most likely it would be either one person or zero, right? So it's super important that you have a sophisticated search, especially with a high number of products, especially with a high number of traffic, because that is where we're seeing the majority of revenue coming in today is through search, because those are your highest intent buyers. If you let them leave, they're going to a competitor. So it's extremely important to have this sort of technology on a mobile device or even a desktop or tablet, because that is the primary form of navigation.
Thanks, Miles. And for more information, visit the Shopify App Store or contact Miles at Klevu.com or contact me and I'll put you in touch with Miles. Coming up next is Shopify Plus in the news, and after that, our big surprise guest. Wait till you see who he is. That's one clue, it's a he. Smile introduces their new integration with Shopify Plus's Flow automation platform. Flow is available only for Shopify Plus merchants. Check out this post by Kristen Burkhardt on the Smile website. With a hugely popular Smile reward system and Shopify Flow, you now have more control over issuing rewards points. You can award points as the Flow action based on triggers in Shopify. Whether you want to reward customers for placing an order over a certain amount, recognize them for making a certain number of purchases, or for buying high-value products, Smile and Shopify Flow is a powerful combination that gives you more customization without the need for a developer. That's right, you can do it yourself. Every business is different. Combining your Smile Rewards program with Shopify Flow allows you to customize the points earning process for your brand with tailored actions that reflect who your customers are and how they interact with your store. This could include, just for example, rewarding customers for spending more on a purchase than your average order value, rewarding customers for purchasing house brand products, rewarding customers for placing more than the average number of purchases in a particular time frame. There are all types of combinations. Smile and Shopify Flow allows you to specify these kinds of earning actions that are specific to your business. By introducing more targeted ways to earn points, your customers will be even more excited to engage with your rewards program. This enthusiasm will translate to increased engagement rates, increased earning, and higher program adoption. So check out the blog at smile.io or contact me. Up next is our special surprise guest. Successful merchants and agencies are always dealing with lots of projects and tasks that need to be taken care of all at once. You're constantly juggling your time. And when it comes to juggling, here's some words of wisdom from a cartoon dude I wrote for back in the day. He-Man!
If you really want to be a juggler or anything else in life, you have to be willing to work at it. So when you find something that you really want to do, then do yourself a favor. Work at it. Really work at it. Spend enough time learning the necessary skills, and I promise you, you'll be surprised at how good you can really be.
Bye!
Join us next time for PlusRowby, where we feature everything about Shopify Plus, including behind the scenes at Shopify Plus, app demos, and interviews with Shopify key players, podcasts, webinars, and much more. Please share, like, tweet, retweet, and, well, you get my drift. I'm Roby Gorin. Thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you at PlusRowby.com.